Congressman, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Richard. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thanks. I think this is the second year in a row.
Yeah.
Maybe the third. I can't remember. Who knows? But
who's counting?
Who is counting?
I don't know.
What's time with friends, right?
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
So the president spoke for just about an hour. What was the one standout moment for you?
I think the fact that we can grow the economy and have a sensitivity to the middle income, working poor community, the great many of us that make this economy work. If you strengthen that purchasing power, you know, he's very proud of the fact that there's been job growth in a record-setting pace, that we have reduced the deficit by tremendous amounts, and that you know, we have avoided that recession. We returned that around some 7 years ago. And so these are great track records, but now it's time to invest in that economic equality. It's time to provide for the social and economic justice. And when we do so, we build a strong economy that comes with investment. Investment in research, in education, higher education, training, retraining. And it's offering hope to individuals so that, you know, they're not imagining that, well, this is only for graduate school, you know, efforts. It's about the trades. It's about 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, apprenticeships. There's room across all skill sets in this country for job growth in an innovation economy. And some of that will address climate change. And we don't have to be worried about accepting climate change or rejecting it. It's about growing an innovation economy that said, look, we're going to clean the air that we breathe, we're going to clean the water that we drink, and isn't that a good thing? And at the same time, reduce carbon emission. So I think it was a very powerful speech. It was one that was very optimistic, and one that acknowledges that we're at our best when we respond to awesome challenges.
So I think the question becomes, so he gave an hour speech, and I asked everybody who sat this chair the same question. Is there one part of that speech you disagreed with that the president gave?
Well, I'm a strong proponent of fair trade, and not just necessarily free trade. And so, you know, I'm still in disagreement there, and think that
so you will not be voting for the
partnership.
TPP?
No, in fact, I've been whipping members of the House to oppose. I think that I come from a district that was devastated by NAFTA. I think these trade agreements can hurt us, and until they're made as strong as they can be, avoid signing them. And you know, we've got tools. We're the greatest economy in the world. We have tools within our grasp to make trade work. We don't need these agreements if they're not perfected to our benefit. And I've seen too many American jobs offshored or just simply removed from our economic charts because of these trade agreements.
Now, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the fact that within the context of this president's speech, there are 16 individuals, well, there's really 19, but 16 in particular, I think it might be 15 now, they're dropping like flies, right, who are running for president, who basically disagree with everything this president says and everything this president stands for. What do you say, what's the takeaway for them tonight?
I would hope the takeaway for these candidates is we're a nation whose government requires compromise, and that no one is all right or all wrong, that to be an effective leader, you reach to the common denominator that is the best in us, not the worst in us. And I think the message is build us, don't reduce us, do it through compromise, be open to dialogue, encourage dialogue, which is the essential ingredient for effective government.
I couldn't have said it best. Encourage dialogue, be part of dialogue. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Okay.
3 years in a row, folks.
My pleasure. My pleasure.